council meeting to order for October 14th, 2025. I'd like to welcome our two fire departments here this evening. They'll be coming to the delegate table shortly, but welcome, gentlemen. Notation of councillors in attendance.
Yes.
Thank you. Could I have a motion for the approval of tonight's agenda?
Move.
Moved by Councillor Forbes. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Brewer. Any questions on the agenda? If none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, if any? Motion carried. Do we have any declaration of conflicts of interest with this evening's agenda? Hearing none, we're good. So we would ask our delegates if they would come up to the delegate table, please. Chief Anderson and Chief Hudson. Again, welcome.
Thank you.
The floor is yours.
I made copies this time. Hope you haven't made enough.
Thank you.
Pass them around, Jim.
Good.
Did I make enough?
There's two there. We're just doing
I think I stuttered on the one on the photocopier at the hall, and I think it made 11. Yeah, so thanks, gang, for this is Keswick Valley's third quarter report from January 1st to October 12th, 13th, in about that whatever my input clerk had done. Firefighter Selleck does all our inputting in the FERS, so he did a big push and got everything in as best he could. So fire explosion with dollar loss, we had 5 events totaling 93 hours. Rubbish grass fires with no dollar loss, 20 events, 405 hours. So that is typically a little high for us, but we have our 5 deployments over to Miramichi. We had the good fortune of going over there to help them with those large wildland fires. Vehicle accidents, we had 18 of them, 155 hours. Public hazards, that's power lines, things like that. Only 1 event for 5 hours. Public first aid, and these are directly right out of FERS. I just do it. I don't know how Dean does his. I mean, we should do it the same. It's just easier to do it that way. I made it so you can read a little better this time. Public service to assist police and other agencies. We had 25 of them for 579 hours. I think some of them were to help ERD when we did. We had 8 forest fires all at once in Keswick Valley. There, 7 fire departments on call. So it was very taxing for us. I think that's where a lot of those hours come from. Public service, mutual aid, 46 events, 739 hours. Alarm, no fire, we had 2 events for 20 hours. Alarm, no fire detector activated, 1 event for 5 hours. Fire department training, we've had 220 events this far for over 3,000 hours. Fire department meetings, that's where we do our planning, building our schedules for what we're going to do in the days ahead. We had 287 hours. Voluntary work, 6 events for 39 hours. That could be fire prevention, fire education, these kind of events. Fire department maintenance, that could be anything from going into washing some trucks to getting ready. We had a little fire prevention week, so we'll get together and do a little clean up the fire hall. So we had 581 hours for that kind of thing. Fire department administration, that's the FERS, this kind of stuff goes under that for 491 hours. Fire department on-call events, so we've had 79 events for 174 hours. That looks strange, and so I made a summary to help us with that. So far this year in the FERS, there's been 782 entries. So John has punched into FERS 782 times. I wish we could consolidate it. It's a lot of work for him, but so call hours is 207, training hours is the same as 3. So if you add all those ones up, the fire explosion, the rubbish, public hazard, all them, they add up to 207 hours on calls. Our training hours are 3,016. Our maintenance meetings and admin hours are 1,357 hours. So our hours at this stage of the game are 6,595 hours. So we're up about 46% over last year. There's lots of reasons for it. We've had a couple of big wildland fires, a couple of large mutual aid fires. We recently had a motor vehicle with a fatality. We've had this is probably our highest ever for fatalities. So we recently had a critical incident stress management group come in. It was really helpful for some of our members that were dealing with a pretty horrific loss. A young man was killed on a motorcycle, followed by his parents. So the lady that hit him was really emotional, and of course his mom and dad right behind him were really emotional. So we brought in the critical incident people, and it was a really good event. So that's it for me. Any questions on any of that?
Thank you, sir. So are there any questions, as the chief says, but just what's on the sheet for the Keswick Valley aspect? So we're good?
Just one correction there, Ken, you referenced it as 207 hours, down here is 2,007.
Only 207? Oh, okay.
I was gonna check him on that, but I didn't wanna call him out.
All
I
right.
knew he meant 2,007. So, we're good? Chief Anderson?
Thank you all for having me tonight. Mine isn't as detailed as Chief Hodgson's here, but my third quarter report is just from July to the end of September, so just those 3 months. The Keswick Ridge Fire Department has had a total of 48 calls, consisting of, and I broke this down into the Keswick Ridge area and then mutual aid calls, because actually there's more mutual aid calls than there are areas. So motor vehicle accidents was 5, motor vehicle fires was 2, phone crash notifications were 3, fire, grass, rubbish, bonfires was 5, structure fire, which was non-productive, which was just smoke was 1, hydro pole / power lines, 3, alarms was 3, off-road rescue was 1. Mutual aid calls, motor vehicle accidents, we had 6, motor vehicle fires, we had 1, phone crash detection 1, forest grass, rubbish, bonfires was 8, possible structure fires was 2, hydro pole power lines was 1, a lift assist for 1, medical assist for 4, and a water rescue for 1. And the water rescue was with NACWIC. Keswick Ridge Fire Department also had 1 waterman deployment going to the Marishi area to assist DNR. We were able to provide 5 members in our 3/4 ton over a 3-day deployment. The total number of time collective working hours for these incidents calls was 502 hours. We did train for the month of July and September, and we took August off as a summer break. We trained on topics such as incident command and chain of command, casualty, PPE review, and off-road rescue scenarios. We had a number of members who also trained outside of our Wednesday evenings, which includes boat operations, pump and water shuttle operations, live fire training at the Warm Up Dome training grounds, and we did participate with Keswick Valley for live fire training with the MVCC burn trailer. This gives us a total of 544 accumulated training hours. The KRP had members participate at the combined Central York Day Lumberjack competition. Our fire prevention officer Carol arranged to have 1 of the 3 officers of the fire marshal fire prevention trailers to be present, and we had our rescue truck, there on display. Georgia, along with, 4 other members, headed up the first aid station at the lumberjack competitions for both days. This is my third quarter report for the country for our program.
Thank you. So, just to clarify here, you're just quarter 3 on your report.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
kinda,
I just wanted to make note,
yeah,
Chief Hodgson, yours is January
It's
1.
January 2 today.
Okay.
If you'd like it, that's what I was saying, maybe we should get
No, it's
it,
whatever way you
how
want
you would
it.
like it done.
It's whatever way you wanna do it, I just wanted that to be clear to
Yeah.
the council that there's a different time frame in each
Yeah.
report, so.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions on the Keswick Ridge Fire Department, presentation by Chief Anderson? Yes?
Not a question, just a statement. Just wanna thank you both, and a big thank you to your teams, for all that you do. Thank you for presenting this to us today, and I know it's been a long couple of months, it goes without saying, and that's just for those of us who aren't on the fire service, so I can only imagine what you've been through, so, thank you.
I would just like to throw that back to you folks for the support you give us. It's, certainly would be hard without the support of you, so thank you.
Yes, Councilor Bruce?
I enjoyed the open house.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Any further questions on the quarter 3 report? If none, do we have any questions for either chief on fire issues? We'll open it up to whatever's on anyone's mind.
Easy. Dean touched on Miramichi, the hours add up quite quick over there. Like one day we were over there and they chalked up to be a 19-hour day. The days are really long.
Yeah.
You start early, but you don't go to work till about 10. And then by the time you get back and get your gear straightened out and ready for the next day, it adds up really quickly. So the days are really long over there.
I would like to thank you too on behalf of mayor and council. I mean, you do our community a tremendous service. There's no way our community would function without both of you. Your firehouses, and what you put into it, and the volunteer hours, we could see the amount of hours here that goes into these fire departments and training and looking for new members and keeping up to speed. And you can't even put a price on that to our community as far as mayor and council is concerned here. And again, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Councilor Ennis?
Thanks for all the information there, it's helpful. I'm curious to know, just kind of candidly, how you feel things are at your fire stations, the number of members, kind of where you are with moving your fire departments forward, and are there things coming up that you'd like to see, or directions you'd like to move in the fire service?
Yeah, I can, as far as my fire department, I'm really pleased with the way things are going. It was quite a rough ride a year ago, but since then, we've certainly really, the membership has come together. And that's the biggest thing that I see is we're working as a team now. We're up to 36 members now, as to this time last year, I think it was only 25 or so we've upped our numbers. That brings another challenge, as these newer members are inexperienced and young, so we have to, not all of them are young, a good fair amount of them are, so that requires a fair bit more training, a little bit more effort, but it's all well worth it when you sit back and you see what type of a team we have and what type of department. It's well worth the effort that we're putting into it. And as far as future, I would say that we're just going to keep building on what momentum we've got going now. We've got a few things that in our books, like we're currently looking at a new so that's one thing that's really gonna help us in the future. I've currently got 2 specs on my desk, they're not equal, so that's something we've gotta go through and, you know, just see what we need and, you know, make sure we're comparing apples to apples, and then pick what's best for us, for human need. And yeah, I'm very pleased with the way our department's going and the relationship we have with mayor and council is, yeah, I've got no complaints.
You'll be more pleased when we get you new wheels.
That's
Yeah, I'd just like to reach out to Dean and let him know, to help you with your truck, if you reach out to Norm Thibodeau and Kevin Arsenault.
Okay.
They were essential for speccing out our truck. Ours was still not a municipal, local government truck. So I mean, we didn't have as many choices to make, but they were really helpful and they caught a few things. They caught some tires, they caught some things that you weren't allowed to have that didn't meet NFPA. So they're truck guys, so they might help you. They made us, our truck turned out pretty good.
Okay. I'll certainly, catch it and talk with you.
I don't know what they charge us, but I mean,
Sure.
I think it was part of our truck, so.
Yeah.
So did you have any information, Chief Hodgson, on Wayne's question?
Yeah, we're sitting at 43 right now. We just got 3 new members. One actually is Stephen Allward and his son from the Greenhill Lake Camp Group. The same challenges as Dean, when you have a lot of new people, you know, you gotta make sure that when you're doing your training, you're not leaving them in the dust, so that is a challenge. We've got 3 people right now in Holland College going to firefighter school, so scary because we know if they get a job. A couple of our members did get jobs. One got a job at 2 at Point LaPro, and, you know, and another one that no, they're both at Point LaPro, Jerica and Point LaPro. Yeah, so I mean, that is a challenge for us. I mean, you teach them and they do real well at MVCC or Holland College, and then you risk the fact that they move away and get it.
But as they do well, it also enlightens newcomers to come.
Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, and I'm hoping that they talk highly of us. I mean, hey, we hate to see them leave, but it's a career choice that they make, and they're young. So, a couple of things that are pretty exciting for us is we've moved our sea cans over to the left side of the fire hall. So if you're looking at from the road, it's on the left now. They were in behind. And we're excited to build them into a training center that we can do all kinds of different scenarios, searches and hose advance and all kinds of stuff. It's going to be like a bungalow, if you can imagine. It's going to have 2 stories. You know, it's over 40 feet long. It's pretty exciting. And right now, the only opportunity that firefighters have to participate in anything like that is either Orem Upto or Fredericton. And Fredericton's is a propane fired one. If you ask most of our members, it's pretty lame. It's propane. It's designed for safety. I get it, but it's not real. It doesn't even smell smoky. When you come out of there, you're not even sweaty. And our guys are used to when we're training, even in friendly smoke, everybody comes out soaked. You're supposed to. That's the way it's supposed to be.
This is for surrounding fire departments.
Yeah, and I mean, that's obviously open to Chief Anderson and his group. You know, we've got a whole bunch of Gold Seal fire instructors, so we're hoping to take advantage of that and for our own benefit mostly. But you know, obviously, if Millville wants to come, or Nakwik, or you guys want to come, we're hoping it's going to be a pretty cool facility. We really are. So I'd also like to. It was kind of one of my topics I wanted to talk about, but you touched on our community day. During those fires on September 13th, I think, there were so many people out fighting fires because Wayne and our group was all focused on the fires that he had up there. He had four up there. There was 4 up there, but there was 4 not far from our fire hall either. And a whole bunch of residents stepped up. Brent Bird was running water in the back of his wheeler. Kipper Dew said, I've got a list of names. I think it would be really wise for us as a fire service and a rural community to recognize those people, give them a little attaboy or something, and just say, hey, I mean, they brought sandwiches. Bird Store brought probably $300 worth of groceries, for free.
My thought on that, it would be best if the fire department addressed it first.
Yeah.
And then Central York would probably endorse it. Well, not
I wanted to get your guys' spin on it, how you wanted to do it, but,
But it probably
Look,
should come directly from the fire.
because they really did, they were using some of their own resources, even some of our own members. Firefighter Lacroix was using his wheeler to pick up hose for us, lug water and snacks to the firefighters. Dave Foss was using his wheeler. Kipper Doucette had a skid tank on the back of the truck, at 8,800 liter skid tank, and was putting out fires. We're assuming they were all deliberately set, because they were all just kind of linear, going down the trail, so to speak. Yeah, I absolutely, I've reached out to all of them already, but I just thought, I don't have a nice attaboy award. I could probably make something. I'm pretty good at that.
I guess my idea when I said that was, you come up with an idea and maybe address it.
Yeah, okay. Well, where you talked about our community, I really thought that was an example where they really rallied together. I mean, I gave some coveralls and hard hats and gloves to them, and a couple of backpacks, and grabbed some snow. All we had left was snow shovels at the fire hall. I gave them to some guys to put out some fires. Not me? No.
That was a national
Not
anthem.
really close.
I feel like I should stand and salute somebody.
Does anyone have any questions on what we've just been addressed from the last few comments? Anything further?
Yeah, and as far as our fire hall, everything's going pretty smooth. I mean, it's a balancing act. Dean and I both to juggle. It really makes you appreciate the leadership that help you to get things done. I know you lean on Carol. I lean on about a dozen people. So there's just no way you can get it done. Say 6,595 hours. I mean, that's a couple full-time jobs.
It's just like a living document.
Yeah, so, you just couldn't do it by yourself, for sure, so.
And we couldn't do it without you people, as I've already stated.
Yeah.
We're very appreciative of that. So, if nothing else, then,
I want to,
oh, sorry.
and I want to
Councilor
thank you for open house too.
Yeah.
Like, it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
A lot of people missed it, and then they're coming on to me and saying, when's the next one, when's the
Yeah.
next one?
Yeah.
And when's your next one? I wanna go to that one too.
Yeah, we had ours, it's a really good turnout. There was a lot of people there, it was buzzing, but,
That's good.
yeah, no, we had a good time with it.
That reminds me, I brought these all a little something from our open house. I brought our little,
Maybe I should just address, there's a sign over by the door that says, turn cell phones off or put them on mute.
It was on
It'd be very much appreciated.
I don't know why it's on
huh?
He called in too.
Who called me?
It was.
Buddy from Ontario.
Oh,
Derek.
what a pain in the butt that
Oh,
guy is,
yeah.
but I mean, man, you pass them around, if I didn't get you one, hit me up after, I got a few here.
You do it?
Thank you very much.
That's still on the
Yes, thank you, gentlemen. So,
on by it.
So those other things that I wanted to discuss, we're not gonna do that now.
what did you want to discuss?
Well, I talked about the recent fire in Millville, or at 2554 Route 104, when I sent that list of things that I thought I'd have an opportunity to discuss with council, if it's not a good night.
If you want to talk about it, feel free.
Yeah, so, I don't know the date right off the bat, but, there was a recent fire on the 104. And it was Novo's call, and we had the good fortune of hearing it. But we were never called as a mutual aid station, I mean.
That's the portion we contract out.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, well, I mean, sadly, we were listening to it and waiting for it to get toned out. And there's two things in the fire service that are just an absolute no-no. One is freelancing, where a firefighter just does whatever he wants on a fire call, and that's just a no-no. And the other is self-dispatching, so we didn't just show up, but, I mean, those homeowners end up having a significant loss, because of, basically Millville showed up, and there was only 4 people on the call, and it was 90 minutes later that Nackwick was called. So it was a garage fire, but they end up losing their garage, their car, and as far as I know, they're not living in their house yet. So, I mean, it was, I know we're paying them, but it's not about the money, but the reality is that department doesn't meet the standards. There's not 15 level 1 firefighters,
I just want to remind you that this is recorded
okay,
and will be put on out to the public.
okay.
So I'll just let you know.
Oh, okay, well,
But I mean,
yeah,
feel
well,
free
if
to-
it sounds like I'm critical, I'm
No,
not.
no,
I'm concerned about the residents
Yes.
that, I mean, they didn't get a response. I mean, Dean and I both could have sent a truck and 6 or 7 guys, and we weren't called on, and I feel really bad. So,
Is it appropriate to say that we're probably 90% sure we're going through a fire study at some point in time?
yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
really know myself if it's
Yeah.
the council is.
It's being worked on, and it's gotta come to council to get the approval, but the day-to-day operations, it is being,
I reached out to Chief Smith, and he's not there now.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor?
I'd just like to say that I do have a motion to bring forward under new business that will probably address this, that I was ready to bring forward at the meeting that was canceled. So, I do have a motion about the fire study.
And, you know, because that's our neighbors, that's our community too, and I really think we could have made a big difference. And I mean, it's literally 2 kilometers at the outskirts of our area, so. I think we probably would have got there first, if we were toned out at the same time, I think we would have landed there first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to?
Yeah, and while we're doing that, Dean and I, were talking about maybe even adjusting some of our fire lines, like the trip. Right now, we just go to the Bailey Bridge, thought we should go up to maybe the Tommy Eagers, that would be about the center. And then on the Sisson, we thought we could go to the sharp turn where John Collicott lived.
I'm sorry, but I don't remember this.
No, but we talked about changing
In
If-
general
yeah.
conversation, yeah.
yeah. I just think maybe the closest fire department should go.
But I expect when we get this fire study, if we do, it'll address
Okay,
many of these things, whether there should be a change or whether we contract out the areas that we have contracted out. There'll be all kinds of things
yeah, okay.
that hopefully will develop in that study,
Yeah.
so. It's not something we can address from here and actually talk about and be of any benefit, so. We have to have some material in front of
Okay.
us.
All right, well, I won't bring that up then. Yeah, and the other is, now that, the Keswick Ridge things are going really well, I mean, we'd like to readdress, the auto mutual aid. I think we can improve on that, because the auto mutual aid is harmful to our membership. It really is. I mean, when you get called, you get ready, and then you get called off, and it becomes, you become complacent.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna wait and not put my boots on until they call us off, and that, we don't want that. We want everybody putting their boots on, going out the door, so, Dean and I can talk about that, but.
Is that being worked on?
We've had our own discussions, but we haven't brought it forward.
Yeah, I just think, I mean, obviously you guys need to know,
Yeah.
you know, so. Yeah, and right along, you know, and again, that's just good, management of both our resources. I mean, so, when I think about the causeway, for example, what?
Oh, I just have a question, in
Oh.
regards, kind of related to that, what we talked through with Millville. So are you gonna stay on that one, or are you going to share with the Reach?
Well, we haven't moved forward.
Yeah, well, our last meeting with 911, it sounds like there's a lot of infrastructure issues between Ragcom and 911, and I don't know what the answers are, but I mean, they know what we want, whether they can do it or not.
They've known what we wanted for more than a year.
I know, but it's just really discouraging when you have a meeting with them. And Chief Smith was brilliant, in our conversation with him. He's got some knowledge of some other, 911 centers and how they do business, but it doesn't sound like our 911 has that same framework of infrastructure in place. And we know that our pagers eventually are gonna be extinct. They're not gonna be support for VHF, or, so we're gonna have to depend on cell service for, people that don't have a radio, because the TMR radios at $3,700 or $3,800 a piece. I mean, if we bought 40 of them, I mean,
And we tried to address cell phone, coverage issues at the public safety meeting, a week ago Thursday night.
yeah,
And basically, we understand that there's cell data areas everywhere.
yeah.
Fred-
Something's changed
Fred-
significantly
Fred
over the last few
getting
years.
3 new towers,
Yeah,
but nothing up to 104, so.
yeah.
That's pretty surprising, because it's not only affects the general public, but it does affect, emergency services.
It's a
too.
public safety issue.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what when I addressed it to them, that's what I highlighted, it's public safety. But anyway,
Yeah.
we keep trying, that's all we can do is just keep trying to push forward.
Yeah.
We know there's issues, and we just try to cover it one grain at a time, so.
All right, I'll send you the list of those names, and I'll reach out to them and see if we, at least a sincere thank you, which is what they've got so far, for me, because they were dealing with me while Wayne and everybody else was putting the fires out in Zealand. They were helping me in Burt's Corner. And the other things is, just kind of that CCAN training center, we're gonna need some help, financially, it's gonna need a lot of fabrication and welding. We're still anxious, for a dry hydrant up in the Kingsley or Hamtown Corner area. We're pretty excited about upgrading our RTV rescue unit, and we're looking at another half ton. Right now, we just don't have enough vehicles to get everybody to where they need to go right now, so we're contemplating getting an additional pickup truck.
So not downplaying any of the issues, but they have to go through our administration, and then that'll come to council.
All right.
We don't decide the day-to-day operations from the table until we get information. I'm not saying they're not important, don't get me wrong, Lars. It's just a channel that they have to
Okay,
go through.
that's all I got.
Okay, did you have anything else, Chief Anderson?
No, we have had discussions as far as the, radio communications, and that's something I'll contact Duncan with, and we can have a chat about that. Other than that, no.
Okay. Yes.
One last question. So, we now have access to Voice Alert System. And I approached you guys before
Yeah.
about whether you wanted to be the person to put out notifications to the community. Is that, and I believe you both said yes at the time. Is that still accurate, or do you have a member in your department that would do that?
That would be something I put off to somebody else.
Okay.
It's just basically like, active fire, 700 block of 104, or,
That, yes.
yeah, okay.
Yep,
Or training event.
road close,
Yep.
power pole down, things like that.
Okay.
And there's training that goes along with that, obviously, if you use the software,
Yeah,
and you can do it on your phone. It's easier if you're on a PC,
yeah,
but altogether, I think it's like 6 hours of training,
okay,
over a certain period of time.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, for sure, between either myself or whether I designate somebody to do that.
yeah, if you can, let me know
Yeah.
who that person would be,
Yeah.
and,
Well,
it's a
it's like
commitment time.
it's like everything, you
Yeah.
probably should have about 3 people trained
Yeah.
up on it, just so.
You want one from each department?
Well, yeah, there's only so many administrators that you approve.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with that said, like the time, that wouldn't be expected to be done for free,
Yeah.
things like that.
So being an administrator, I can still delegate some responsibilities off to other people.
No, it'd be the.
Only so many licenses?
Yeah, there's only so many
Okay.
administrators,
Okay.
yeah.
The only problem I see with that, just being volunteer,
Yeah.
I'm not at every call.
Right.
And, working time, I think,
Yeah.
I-
can, so it's,
I agree,
I
actually.
can't
Yeah.
promise you I can do 100% of the time,
Yeah, I
But,
totally agree, and I understand
yeah.
that, because you are a volunteer.
yeah,
But this is what we run into our issues that with, we have 2 staff,
yeah,
and we're aware of what's going on.
yeah.
You guys get all these calls, and, so this is the thing.
But in the meantime, would we be able to call Karina and say, hey, could you put out a buoyant?
She's not trained in it.
Okay.
No, that's the thing.
You're the only one trained today, right?
In a way, I'm trained, but that was a while ago, so that's where we reached this problem.
Yeah.
And, you really need somebody, how do I put this, very involved and in touch with these notifications you get, whether it's through NB911 or whatever you get. So typically, it's usually somebody within the volunteer structure,
Yeah.
but that can be worked out. I mean, like I said, whether they get so much for a notification that they put out or something, because, these notifications can happen at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
right?
I'll discuss it over with Brendan and let you know.
Yeah.
He's more techie than I am,
Yes.
so he might be the better choice.
I'll discuss it with Jerry.
That's more technical than I am.
Yeah,
But we have access to the service, and it's sitting there. I mean, I can't even tell you how many people enrolled. The last time I looked, it was close to 200.
okay.
So that's out of, potentially 5,180 properties that we have.
Yeah,
So that's not a large number,
yeah.
but it's out there, and yeah.
How many rolled again, Duncan?
The last time I looked, there's around 200.
200.
But once it starts being used
Yes.
and the word gets out,
Yeah.
there'll be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you probably know, other communities use it, and, but yeah, it's just a matter of who's getting the word out. So,
For sure.
yeah, but I appreciate any input.
Yeah, okay, I'll
Thank
let you know on that.
Yeah, sure.
For sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Okay.
Much appreciated.
All right,
Keep our community safe as you have been.
all right, thank you.
Thanks. So I need a motion for the approval of the previous minutes from September the 9th, 2025. Moved by Deputy Mayor Brown, do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councilor Rivers. Now, questions, errors, and omissions on minutes. Do we have any? Yes, Councilor Rivers?
Underneath, business arising, the first one, 13A, you say 104, and was that supposed to be 105, or
No, 104.
are there two?
There's just one on 104.
Because I was wondering because I had mentioned to you about the 105.
The one on 105,
Yeah, it's boarded up now.
they got a letter. They received a letter for unsightly premises, not
Mhm.
dangerous.
Okay, anything else? If none, all those in favor?
Aye.
I'll remind you of any, motion carried. Business arising from the previous meeting minutes, do we have any? Hearing none, we're good on that. The correspondence, we have one title there, and that's moved down under new business, we'll cover it in a bit. There's no committee reports, right? And the treasury report will be October 28th, and that will be for September and October, September. We'll move into the chief administrator's officer's report.
Thank you. I am happy to advise that Ashley Jensen will be joining our team as our new Director of Recreation and Parks. She brings a wealth of experience to the role and has an inspiring vision of the future of recreational opportunities in Central York. She starts on November the 3rd. On September 20th, we held our third annual Central York celebration in conjunction with the Canadian Lumberjack Championships. It was a sunny day, but a little cool and breezy. I think overall, it was a nice event, and I saw lots of smiles on the faces of kids and adults. I spent approximately $5,000 of the budgeted $12,000. I do not know what is happening next year, but York Centennial Park is a beautiful venue. The Zealand land council purchased has been surveyed, and a digital file of the survey has been provided to the recreational planner for the city of Fredericton. The conversation is ongoing, and hopefully a site visit will occur soon. The remote water supply on Scotch Lake Road. The water tank is now ready for the second phase of development, which includes installing the power supply, drilling a well, modifying the tank with the required piping and vent, backfill, gravel, and safety barriers. When this project began, $120,000 of the 2023 unincorporated area Canada Community Building Fund was allocated. It was hoped that this amount would cover at least 2 of the planned installations. We have invested approximately $50,000 in the site on Scotch Lake Road. We still need to complete the previously mentioned items. I am estimating the remaining work will be at least another $50,000. I believe in the great benefit this special project will be for fire services in Central York. I just want council to realize that it is much more expensive than anticipated, and the next installation will require you to modify your 5-year capital plan to reallocate your incorporated Canada Community Building Fund. At our previous meeting, I mentioned that over the summer I received a few inquiries to whether we had a noise nuisance bylaw in place, to which the answer was not currently. As advised, I have provided with a draft of this bylaw for discussion purposes. It is not database. If it moves forward through council process, it will be enforced by the RCMP and will provide them with an extra tool for potential responses. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a motion to accept the CAO report?
Thank you.
Moved by Councilor Brewer, do I have a seconder?
I'll
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Brownlow. Do we have questions on the CAO report? Councilor Akers?
Just a question. Is your report and the minutes, once approved, put on the website?
No, just the minutes.
The minutes are put on?
Just the minutes, yes.
But not your report?
Not my report.
Okay, any other questions for CAO? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, if any? Motion carried. I don't have an extensive mayor's report, although October was a busy month. The CAO covers many things. He covered celebration of Central York, and the day-to-day operations. I was asked, I had 2 requests to attend farm orchards with Minister Finnegan, that's the Minister of Agriculture, as one was the 25th year of Agriculture Alliance opening, and the other one was a 911, sorry, not 911, but a call line they're setting up for agriculture, for people that are, it's mental health mainly, whether it be financial or whether it's just pressure from banks or institutions, or can't maneuver their farms or whatever. Anyway, it's getting to be quite common that there's issues in mental health with farms, so Minister Finnegan was there, and they've got a staff of 4 or 5 from the province that is starting this and putting it in motion, so that there's a helpline for agriculture to phone down the road. I'd also have been asked by the Service Commission to chair the Community Development Committee after Mayor Hayward's resignation from Sunbury York South. The first meeting today, of chairing that. I attended the 2 firehouse open meetings at Keswick Valley and Keswick Ridge last week. And I attended the Union of Municipalities of New Brunswick's AGM in St. John, and Councillor Downing also attended that for the 2 days we were down there. That's my report, and I move my report. Do I have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Forbes. Any questions on my report? All those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, if any? Motion carried. We'll move on to new business. And our first order of new business, it's in your package, and it's a donation request from a lady that's on the New Brunswick 4-H dairy team. And I believe there's, on the letter, there's 6 or 8 members on that. Whatever it is, anyway, it's in your package. They have to raise $1,900 each individual, and it gets them to the Royal Agriculture Winter Fair. It's a great venue. I've had 2 of my 3 children attend that many years ago, and they've learned a lot. They had a wealth of experience. It's a program where you don't just go and you center on yourself. It's a team. Yes, you're judged at the end of the day with your animal, but it's a team. One member helps another, and they get the calves prepared together. They ship them together. They have downtime when they're not showing their calves, which are programs that I don't even know what they are right now. I'm talking when my kids went there were 30 years ago, give or take. So I have a lot of confidence and faith in this program, and I think it's benefited a lot of our agriculture members over the years going to this Scotiabank Hayes Classic. So, did you want to go over the letter, Duncan, or it's in your package? I hope everybody goes through the package before they get here, so. We would need to, we'll open it for discussion, but if you think we should or shouldn't, or how much before we get into a motion. Yes, Councilor Down.
What do we have available in our budget for donations left?
Probably close to 15.
Yes, Councilor Ennis.
Out of the 9 4-H members that are going from New Brunswick, do we know how many are going from our community?
One,
One.
Christine Adams. The bulk of them are from Sussex. But what we're looking at is it's $1,900 per member, and what we're looking at is the member from Central York that's going to try to contribute to her $1,900. Any other questions?
I just have a suggestion.
Yes.
You shouldn't, how do I put this, compare events to events. You supported somebody that went to Canada Games this summer. Not one event is more important than the other, so I would suggest that your donation is similar.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't remember what that.
500.
Okay, we've heard the advice from our CAO, Councilor Forbes.
I know we discussed this last time about putting some guide rails in place here of our donation money, because we have a random number of requests every year for different types of events at all different levels. I'm wondering if we should have something for our next meeting, which hopefully could be drawn up pretty quickly, that we could just decide on for next year, that the donation request comes through, this is what we typically do, and that way, once the number of donation requests would come in at the end of the year, sorry, we're not able to give any more, and that makes it very fair and even for all these different requests, because same as Rachel, I don't remember what we authorized earlier in the year until Duncan reminded us, and it's nice to be able to support as many things as we can at a reasonable rate, but also to not just try and arbitrarily decide, oh, well, how important is this event? It's true, like, they're all important in different ways, so I'm wondering if that's something, a separate request or motion that we should table for something for our donation guidelines. So
As far as like a max?
either a max or here's what we put aside budgeted this year, which means each request gets maxed from this much. Now, we don't even discuss the dollar figure, it's a yay or nay on does this donation request meet our standard? Yay, move on, kind of thing. I think that would mean that we don't have to try and feel like, because there is a chance that we would possibly say, well, they're asking for X number of dollars, we say yes, and then previous or next one we don't give the same dollar figure to, and that could cause some hard feelings, even though it's not intentional. So it'd be nice to have something like that to protect council, protect our communities, to say if someone asks for this much, this is what we donate per request, for whatever. Is that
I agree.
something that goes along with this?
And I have a suggestion, it'd be nice if we sent some swag with Central York on it and what we have when we go to different places, because they could hand it out to their friends.
We've provided the pins before, we don't have a lot of swag. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So when the budget's coming up, is that something you would like to do now for next year?
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
I think it's a good suggestion.
Okay, so we've got this motion on the table now, all right, so
We have.
do we need to pause this to discuss a different type of motion?
I think this motion is outside the budget for 2026 moving ahead. That's just my opinion. We have funds left for 2025. We're probably not going to use all the funds. And I guess what our CAO said was we had $500 for the last one, and it would be unfair if we were going to do something if we didn't use the same amount for this year.
Personally, I'm okay with having a surplus on our donation fund this year if it meant we were fair. Like if we had another request come in throughout the years, this is what we've decided, that we have around 1,500 left, and this was 500. If we had 2 more requests before fiscal year end, that would be very easy to manage. Whereas if we don't have any more requests, then that's fine as well. Like we don't have to use the money.
But I do agree, there should be a limit. We have a budgeted amount, we have a limit per request, and when that's gone, sorry, the budget is depleted.
I mean, to build on it a little bit, where we've used 500 as our typical number per residential ask of like one person, and we've never really broke it down like that, but if we're using 500 as the number, that's fine for me even next year personally, like 500 as a number. That way we can just say, it doesn't have to be looked at this year, next year, whatever, it's all, we just continue with what we've kind of built into what we've done so far.
Just either pass the request or not pass it.
Right, and then we can budget whatever dollar figure we want to. If you wanna do roughly what we did last year, then that's this many requests.
What did we do last year?
This is what you're doing this year.
No, what was the budget for 2020?
Oh, 5,000.
Yeah, so
That's
maybe
what-
that's 10 requests.
So we have spent 3,500 to date?
I believe so, roughly that.
Okay.
I mean, if we've maybe not stayed consistent with that potentially since the beginning, I think that's okay, because we're trying to learn and trying to provide what we can, but I think having that guide rail on there, whatever that may be, and maybe we wanna say next year it's a different dollar figure, I don't know, but 500 seems pretty good for me. Spread it around a little bit further to some of these potential things, but.
Okay, Councilor Edwards.
What did the person before that got the 500 ask for?
Whatever council could give.
They didn't say.
They didn't ask for 500 straight up, and this request isn't asking for 500 either.
It should, there's no request for the amount. Deputy Mayor Brown?
Just wanted to point out, there has been a couple of times that we've gone over the 500, but it was for the schools. They asked from the schools. So I think any policy that we're gonna do, or whatever structure you wanna get put in place, it'll be tricky, because it'll depend on what organization is.
Hey.
If it's an individual request, or if it's a group, so there may have to be 2 tiers, is what I'm saying.
And I agree with Dustin on that one. It's like, because that's an organization asking for funds versus an individual, and maybe we could tier it off differently.
And I don't disagree with that neither. There
Yeah.
should be a difference between the individual and
And an organization.
larger organizations. Councilor Adams?
Were you looking for a motion on this?
Yeah, we have to have a motion whether we give something or we don't.
Okay, well, I'll make that motion that we contribute $500.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Brown. Any further question on the motion? All those in favor? Contrary minded, any? Motion carried. Did you want to formulate something for
Yeah, I could
2026?
put a very quick motion on the table for a formulation for the guide rails for a donation thing for subsequent years or for post-budget or however you wanna word it. A motion to, try to get my wording here off the top of my head here. Motion to, have a guidance for our donation requests that come in from groups or individuals and have potentially, multiple tiers based off of, whether it's an organization or an individual for, a donation request, and have a set amount that we would approve or not approve.
Do you want to set those amounts in the motion?
Do you want me to? I can. We just
Well, the
basically
motion
set
is-
500 for the
The motion is
individual.
kind of formless without it, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but
Okay, 500 for the individual, and I wanna say for the organization, we might have done 1,500. If it's a larger organization like a school, so we could set those.
Can I make a suggestion, rather than a set amount, word it as a maximum?
Sure. A maximum of, yep, that's fine.
So you're a maximum of 5 and maximum of 15.
Maximum of 500, maximum of 1,500.
Okay. So you're
I'm okay
willing,
with that.
you're willing to tune your motion
I will take
to
your
that?
modification into my motion.
Okay. Do we have a seconder on the motion?
No second.
Second by Councilor Ennis. Any further questions on the motion?
So what was the actual motion?
To set guidelines, we're probably gonna have to word this, I know Wendy's probably shaking her head. It's gonna have,
thinking, please don't ask me to repeat that.
I'm just gonna ask
Sorry.
you to.
It's quite recorded.
Basically, it's,
a motion to set guidelines on donation requests. Organizations 1,500 maximum, individuals 500 maximum.
and we're not setting the budget, and we had 5 last year,
We're
but
not
we'll
setting
leave
the
that
budget.
to administration to see whether that goes up or down.
Yeah, we're not setting the budget.
26, so.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay,
I,
yes, sir.
Sorry, so your current donation policy, the mayor can approve $150 without it coming to council. Did you want something like that in there as well?
I'm fine with keeping that in there, that word, adding to that policy. Yep.
I'll wordsmith it.
so the current guidelines in the policy right now, I mean, I don't have them in front of me, so I don't.
So the mayor can approve up to $150, anything more than $150, it has to come to council for approval. But there's no max
No,
in there, so.
But this will still come to council.
Yep.
Just be an approval or a non-approval, whatever with those 2 maximums.
Yeah.
So, any further question on the motion before we get a seconder? Okay, seconder? Or did you second it?
I did.
I'm confused, sorted.
That's right.
Any further question on the motion? If none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, if any. Motion carried. Any further new business? Yes,
I
Deputy.
have a couple. So I'm putting a motion out there, so I move that the Central York Rural Community immediately commence the process to undertake a comprehensive fire services review, that the CAO be directed to seek quotes from qualified firms to conduct a thorough review of Central York's current fire services, including but not limited to staffing, training, standard operating procedures, assets, water sources, fire service boundaries, and contracted services.
Okay, that will be determined on what the consulting company does, right?
That
Without naming, they will probably cover most of them, and maybe more,
Yeah, that's why I said not limited to.
but we should leave it open to the consulting company, probably, should we? Or just
It
fine
is.
with the motion to work on that?
what he says is fine,
Okay.
there's not limited to.
Do we have a second?
Second it.
Second by Councilor Downing. Any further question on the motion for the fire study? Yes.
So I'll just give a brief thing. So, this motion seeks to initiate a comprehensive review of fire services within the Central York rural community to ensure that future decisions are based on accurate data and professional recommendations.
Councilor Ennis?
I don't disagree with the concept of a fire study for sure. And I know very often in the past, when it came to fire-related things, I would declare a conflict of interest, which I am not doing tonight. My concern regarding the fire study is the gap in time between when we ask for that and when it occurs. I remain extremely concerned regarding some of our contracted service and the delivery of that service, or the lack of delivery of that service, and how it has the potential to impinge on the safety and well-being of our residents. That greatly concerns me. firefighter, I've learned to trust my instincts. And that has kept me out of trouble, as well as my team a number of times at fire scenes. It even kept me from a situation this past week regarding something that needed to be done. I felt in my estimation that it turned out to be accurate. If we rely on a fire study at this juncture and don't have something to help us with our issues in the meantime, our portion of our community is very much at risk, as evidenced in what Chief Hodgson said earlier. So I'm done with declaring conflict of interest on fire-related things unless it's proven to benefit me personally in some way. Because for me to remain silent on things, I find that I'm not representing my community as I should, and I'm doing my community a disservice by not speaking, and I'm done with that. I remain greatly concerned regarding part of our area, and I don't want us to rely on the fire study to make that decision in the end. I think it would be imprudent for us to do that. It's helpful, and I'm all about data and making data-based decisions, but I also think in the interim, we have to have solutions to protect our residents and their properties.
Okay, any other comments, discussion, questions?
I don't know, but Ken, just asking, let's say there's a fire up in the Haynesville area, can Keswick be called first and then call Millville to come in?
Not the way it's structured at the moment.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
I can tell you that the night in question that the chief referred to, the call came in just after 4 o'clock in the morning. I was one of those who got up and wondered whether I should go or should I stay. And my instincts said go, my training said stay. And I waited an hour and a half before I shut my radio off, waiting for the call to go and help. When I drove by later and I saw the destruction, my heart just sunk. Could it have happened anyway? Possibly. Could we have made a difference? Very likely. And it's very difficult. We're putting our firefighter members in a very difficult position when the phones ring and we can't go help, because that's the first thing we want to do is go and help. And unless we're called, we can't. That's why after an hour and a half, I just got busy doing some of the other work I do, and I finally had to shut my radio off. I couldn't stand it anymore. My spider senses were saying to me, we need to go, and we couldn't. Ideally, if we could continue the money to Melville-Mackwick and take over the primary response call, still bring them in as we need to. It's not violating our contract in my thinking, but it would provide a higher level of security and well-being to our residents and their properties.
Okay. We've kind of got two venues going here at the same time, I think. We have a motion on the floor for a fire study, and I understand what you're saying. It's kind of veering off, so I think we gotta deal with the motion on the fire study that's on the floor. And get that out of the way, and if there's another motion to do something different, then that's a different avenue.
Fair enough, but the only way I can support it is if I have assurance of some sort that it's not gonna prevent us from doing something in the meantime to protect our citizens and their property. If we're gonna simply wait on this, then my vote's gonna be no. If there's something we can do in the interim as well, my vote would be yes.
And I don't know how to answer that or address that. Do you have any?
A little bit. These are your fire boundaries. The province is not going to do anything with any 911 dispatch until your contract is over. So I know you want to intervene, I totally appreciate that, but this is what the province laid out for us when we took over fire services. They're not gonna do anything with their dispatch until that contract is over. And I apologize, but I've been down this road with them, and we'll try and redraw lines before, when we took over that portion from the city.
I'm not asking you to draw lines.
No, but as far as like having you guys, I don't think they're going to put you down, to tone you out or whatever, I mean, it's an accurate mill, until that contract's over, that's the way I see it. I can ask questions to determine if that's actually the way it works, but
So, yeah, just to go along with what Duncan's saying, any decision that we made for contractual services, it's a year notice. Nothing's going to change until that year is up. What I'm suggesting is to, and this can have a quick turnaround if the motion goes through, to get this review done. And the information that comes out of the review, I don't think is a waste of time or a waste of money. It's beneficial for the entire community regardless what comes out of it. And as I've said before, whatever comes out of it, but I cannot base a decision, basically based on hearsay, which is what I have right now. I need evidence in front of me. And I understand what you're saying, and I respect your expertise, I 100% do, and I respect you. That's where I'm at.
I understand that.
Just hang on a second, Jared.
I'm wondering, like, Dustin's fire study motion is separate from some conversation we're having here, which I'm with Wayne on this. This is a contract agreement, correct? This is discussing contracts? Because that's Wayne's concern here is
Wayne's
contract.
talking with dispatch.
Right,
Right.
which falls in line with the contracted service with another party.
Yes.
Can we move that to a closed session discussion as
We'll
part
talk
of
about
this,
yes.
as it's a contract?
Yes.
Can we please do that today?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Councilor Daly?
I wonder if with the study, can we set a time, like a limit on it, like we want it before a certain date? So
It
that,
just
so that
depends
it
on
can't
how
go quick turnaround.
extensive it is, I would say.
Do we know what cost?
Not an exact cost, but I do have a suggestion that might help or might work. Maybe we talk to Nackworth Millville. You guys are already on their talk group. Why don't we try to talk to them and say, we'll still pay you the money, but we get dispatched too. Like when you guys get a call in our community, we go,
Part of what I was gonna mention in closed session where it's a modification of
oh,
contract
sorry,
arrangement.
apologies.
I think I agree.
I heard that.
I do too.
And I do too.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
No, it doesn't, and that way we all have an open mind on it.
Good information, but unfortunately that isn't the motion.
No, it's not.
So, are we ready to vote on this motion on the fire study?
We had a seconder, right?
Yes, we did. I don't remember who it was, but our secretary has it.
No,
because
I
that's
don't
why-
have a second.
Counselor
That's
Downey.
why we went into question.
Was Counselor Downey.
Yeah.
It's on this page.
Okay. All those in favor of the motion for the fire study?
Aye.
Contrary minded, if any? Motion carried. Okay, so we're in for the fire study. Is there any other new business?
I have one. No, it's not to go along with that. So given that the municipal offices received complaints regarding excessive noise during overnight hours in the community, and given that the RCMP has advised that a noise bylaw must be enacted by council in order to provide them with the authority to intervene when necessary, I move that bylaw number A-13, a bylaw respecting disturbance by noise, be brought forward for discussion and review at the committee of the whole meeting on October 28th, 2025.
So that's in the package, and it was put in there for
Discussion.
discussion and whatnot. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor, do we have a seconder?
I do.
Second by Councilor Brewer. Questions on the motion, or feedback, or discussion? Yes. You got a question, you're
I got a question, I'm gonna question my own motion. So the intent of this motion is to bring the bylaw to the committee of the whole level, allowing council additional time to consider provisions, suggest improvements, and to ensure the community is informed about its purpose and intent. Where it goes after committee or doesn't go after committee is up to after committee. It's just to start the dialogue.
Normally, most things go to council after committee, I expect that's where that would probably also go to.
Cause I mean, reading it, I too have concerns with a couple of the provisions.
Everybody should have read it for tonight. Let's have discussion on the concerns. We'll open it up to that.
Thought the motion was to discuss it in committee.
The motion is to discuss it in committee, but that doesn't mean we can't discuss the motion tonight, in my opinion.
You wanna discuss the motion to move it to committee? That was my
No,
motion,
your
was to
motion
take it
is
to
to take
committee.
it to committee.
To take it to committee.
Right. So now we open up questions or comments on your motion.
Yes.
And if, whatever it is, whether it's things that's not likable in the noise bylaw or whatever, even though it's going to committee, it can still be discussed to some level. We're not approving it, we're taking it to committee, will be the end of the day vote. Does that make sense?
Not really. We're having discussion on my motion to take it to committee.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Not the bylaw itself.
not the bylaw itself, that'll be at committee.
But if there's things in there, you should be able to throw it out here. Because it might be somebody's vote whether they wanna take it to committee or not.
We're going to discuss a new bylaw in committee.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'm done with the discussion.
We have to open each motion up.
I completely understand that, 100%.
So, do we have any discussion on the motion that's on the floor? If none, we'll go to the vote.
So I do believe this should have initiated all this discussion about this bylaw at committee. So I do agree with moving it to a committee setting and not putting a bylaw on the books today. For sure, like discussion, I think it should have started in committee. I
Yeah,
agree with that.
there was no intent to make a motion tonight
Yeah,
for the noise bylaw. Because it needs digested.
absolutely.
Any other feedback? Okay, all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, if any, motion carried. Any other new business? Okay, would someone like to make a motion that we move to closed session? Moved by Councilor Forbes, we move to closed session, do we have a seconder?
I do.
Second by Councilor Brewer. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.